I'm Dan Barnes.
And I'm his cousin, Wes Laporte, and we're from Provo, Utah.
Our company is Phone Soap, and we're seeking $300,000 in exchange for 7.5% of our company.
It all started with the question, what's dirtier, your cell phone or a public toilet?
A public toilet, right? Wrong. It's your personal cell phone.
In fact, the average cell phone has 18 times more harmful bacteria than any surface in a public restroom, and 1 in 6 phones was found with fecal matter.
Disgusting. So what are we supposed to do? Stop toilet texting?
No, Dan. You use Phone Soap Charger. Phone Soap Charger uses ultraviolet light to kill all the bacteria on your phone in just 5 minutes. And it's universal, so it cleans any phone and it charges any phone.
So how do our phones get so dirty in the first place? Well, you see, what our hands touch, our phones touch. And while we wash our hands to keep healthy, we never wash our phones. That's why Phone Soap's the perfect solution to this growing problem. It kills 99.999% of all bacteria and can fit and clean even the large phones. Sharks, we don't expect you to cease all commode communication, but we do need your help to start a clean phone revolution.
Amen, Daniel.
So I actually had one of these for a short period of time back, not long after this aired. This was back in season 6 of Shark Tank, and I didn't keep it very long because it actually stopped working on me. And then I was like, it was kind of pricey at the time, and I was like, I don't really feel like I have to have it. But I love the idea of it, and especially now that we have like wireless chargers and stuff, maybe it's improved. So we're gonna check out their website at the end of this video, as well as feature one of your comments from down below.
To see samples.
I'll bring one right up.
Why wouldn't I just use sanitizer?
That's a great question. So alcohol obviously kills bacteria, but it really does 2 things. It can damage the phone and void the warranty.
That is a horrible response.
Can you use a sample?
So, and maybe at the time in which this was aired, it would damage the phone. But since the whole illness happened, Apple did come out and say, "Oh yeah, you can definitely use Lysol wipes and that kind of stuff to clean your phone."
Sanitizer on a typical cell phone?
Yes. Well, here's the reason why you don't want to, is because there's an oleophobic coating that ships with all your phones. And if you use a chemical cleaner on it, it strips that coating, so your fingerprints stick to the screen more.
Look, for that valuation, you must have some sales, right?
Yeah, so we've sold in the last 5.5 months, 537,000 in sales.
And how much do each one of these cost?
$59.95.
So you sell it for $59. What does it cost you to make?
Costs us $20 to make it.
Okay, where are you selling this?
We started mostly online, and we've got a large office supply company, Staples.
Oh, you have it in Staples?
How many stores in Staples?
We're in 400 stores.
What's your background, guys?
We started this actually in college. We're cousins. At the time, I was doing cancer research in a lab, and Dan told me about this article he read that our phones are 18 times dirtier than a public restroom. I swabbed all these different surfaces and found that, yeah, my phone really is that dirty. We use ultraviolet lights in the lab to sanitize surfaces, so we took that technology, married it to a charger, because if you're already charging your phone, you might as well clean it at the same time.
I'm going to guess there's no patent you can get on this, because cleaning devices of this kind are everywhere.
So we actually have 2 utility patents submitted.
I bet you.
So the toilet seat thing is interesting. So Penn and Teller have a show called BS. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good show. And they brought up this whole thing where they swabbed toilets and found out, like, hey, they're actually not as dirty. Like the seat of your pants or the actual pants are actually more likely to be more dirty than an actual toilet seat, because it's, skin to skin and all that versus like, you're sitting here, you're sitting there, you're sitting on dirt, you're sitting on dust, you're sitting all over different places, cat hair, dog hair, whatever. So I really love the idea of having the phone cleaned without having to necessarily use like a wipe or something like that, because while I don't know that the iPhone still, at least one of the newer iPhones use this or use that coating, the anti finger grease coating or whatever they call it. The cameras, I don't know if they have a coating on it, but I would tend to think, since it's on the back of the phone, that you wouldn't want to put anything on that could easily, like, oh, I spilled some soda or I spilled a water or something in it, and it affected the coating on there.
Our average phone here, if you swabbed it, would be disgusting. The average consumer is relatively lazy, and I'm not sure they see this as a major issue that they are willing to spend money on.
Yeah, Robert, I think it's a
Jeez, thanks, Robert. Everybody's lazy, apparently. Except you, Robert. It's good to know.
bigger issue. Because our phones are portable, our charging devices have also become very portable.
Well, we've seen a lot of our customers put it in their office, like at their desk, and what we found is most people are going to pay $30 for a charger or a case.
No.
And they look forward to the opportunity to have.
Oh, $30?
You got to convince people that their phone is a cesspool.
And you have to convince them not to use Purell and everything else. I'm struggling because you sold 500,000, so maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you found a segment of the market that's really anal about this.
So we've spent a lot of money to do focused and targeted marketing. So we're starting first with
How much
the
money have you spent?
This year we spent about $80,000 in marketing.
Wow.
How much have you raised in total?
We've raised $800,000. So with
$800,000.
Whoa.
from a local investor, we gave up 60% of our company. So the question is
60%.
why?
60% of the company. Holy cow, that is crazy. That is wow. That's a lot for a plastic box with a UV light in it and a charging cable that you can snap into your phone. Like I said, I had one. It stopped working after a little while. Man, that's a shame that they ended up giving up for half the company on that. That I think that goes to show when you're really passionate about something. I feel like there's so many other ways to find the money. I mean, $800,000 is a lot of money. Like in the previous video I think it was the Scrub Daddy, I talked about how $100,000 really wasn't that much money. $800,000 is definitely a lot of money. But to give up 60% of the company, that is tough. I'm surprised actually that Staples was willing to sell it at $60 because I'm almost wondering if they had to sell it to them for $30 so they could mark it up to $60 at Staples, and then leave even less money on the table for them, for profit there. That makes it's going to make it really hard for anybody to want to get into.
We were two entrepreneurs that really had an idea that we loved. We hit the point where it was like, it's going to cost us a lot of money to make it. And we decided it was either be greedy and have this go nowhere or give ourselves an opportunity.
That's fair enough. The problem is, unless you get that PR pop, it's going to be very, very expensive to sustain. So your sales probably go like this, right? It's a niche product. You're not a company yet.
Right. One thing we've uncovered is that there's a huge market in hospital and schools.
But guys, there's all kinds of sanitizers at the hospitals.
That stopped marking his tracks. I think that is a fair point. Having you to be able to pop your phone in for 10 minutes and get it cleaned on a routine basis, I think is important. Maybe if you had 3 or 4 or 5 of them, you label them or whatever on the top so that people could check their phone in and out throughout maybe a couple times a day, just to reduce the amount of potential. And I could see like tablets. They're all. Back when this was filmed, I don't know that every hospital had a bunch of tablets, but now with tablets, I could see that. Absolutely.
Use for their devices. There's a whole protocol that they go through.
Sure. Well, hospitals have started reaching out to us to come present their product, and it's because they're starting to deploy lots of tablets into the hospitals.
They use them when they go into the room.
Wes, I gotta tell you, I don't see it. I don't need a tanning bed for my phone. I'm out.
Okay, let's talk about the hospital application. What's the lowest cost you can get, and can you get it so it cleans in under a minute?
Yeah, there's 3 parameters that you need for effective UV killing. One of them is the proximity. The further away you move the light from the surface, it decreases. Also the intensity and the duration. And so you can play with those 3 factors, and if you can get the light close enough at the right intensity, then you can reduce the time.
Now you've got my interest, right? A product for consumer, for phone soap, but every single person who goes to visit anybody in the hospital brings their phone.
Right.
That's a whole different selling process.
It is a different
I've
selling
invested
process.
in companies that sell to hospitals. You have no idea how long.
Yes, I do, because I've got companies that sell to
That
hospitals
is
as well.
brutal.
Forget hospitals. I can go to anybody who provides any type of health service and say, sign up there, please clean your phone, put it in here, slam it, 1 minute.
Wesley
boom,
and Dan, I think
and
Mark is extremely optimistic. I think teaching any administration to start a new habit, ask the visitor to put the phone in, I think you're dreaming. Here's my objection to it. As a sanitizer, it's easy to use a baby wipe. That's what I do. Baby wipe done, throw it away.
Oh, hold on a second there, Barbara. Baby wipes don't actually sanitize literally anything. Look it up. Like, look, that's absolutely terrible. I mean, unless she's referring to the Lysol wipes, which God help her if she's using Lysol wipes on a baby's butt. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. I don't disagree. It is tough. It is a education problem that they're going to run up against, and clearly at $80,000 in marketing so far to capture $500,000 in sales, not terrible. But when their margins probably aren't really there, because even if they sold, I mean, I doubt that they were able to sell it to Staples for $40. Because then Staples wouldn't want to sell it at $59 and take up a bunch of space and all that. So I really, really think this just is such a tight markup retail, and I think that going into the corporate space, going into maybe hospitals and things of that nature might be the solution.
Most importantly, it's not portable. I think everybody travels with their charger today. It's too bulky to travel with.
Right.
And so for all of those reasons, I'm out.
I don't think it's been proven yet as a successful product because I don't know what percentage of the market is really anal enough to buy this and what the customer acquisition cost is going to be. The only way I do this deal, I'm going to make you this offer. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to give you $300,000. I want $6 a unit until I recoup the $300,000. After that, it drops to $3 until I get paid out $1.2 million, and then I go away. It's a pure venture debt strategy. I think it's fair. It's something. Let's see if we can do any better.
It's still a ripoff.
Apparently, that's coming from someone who gave you this.
Yeah.
Zero. Lots of advice that's worthless. By the way, I think the hospital market's interesting, but the sales cycle is years, not months, years.
We appreciate that offer. What we're looking for is someone to come in for an equity stake because we have been selling it. The market has been responding. 60% of our sales are online through targeted marketing, so people are buying this. They do like this concept.
That's really interesting, and good for them that you're able to, ding ding, you're able to capture 60% of that market because you need that markup. Selling it at $60, hopefully plus shipping, if you can get it. But yeah, it makes it a little more palatable than saying, hey, we're gonna go into more Staples. Let's hit up Walmart. Let's hit up Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that.
This is not something that everybody's going to buy. But on the commercial side, that's interesting to me. Any medical facility, particularly in a waiting room where everybody's using their phones to kill time. But from a healthcare professional's perspective, I could carry anything bad into that waiting room, which could then be picked up and distributed throughout the hospital, waiting room, whatever. That's enormous value. But you can't give up your phone for 5 minutes.
I made you an offer. Should I withdraw it?
We think that the company is worth what we asked for.
Okay, how about this? I'm out.
Wow, bird in the hand. Okay, I'll make you guys an offer. I'll give you the $300,000.
You're a fool.
I'm always a fool, but it's made me a lot of money. 20%, and the contingency is that you can deliver a unit that charges in 30 seconds and that we can price in the area of the $12 cost. All right, West End, you've got an offer.
Wow. Okay, so that let me go. Let's for $300,000 for 20% with working with Mark. I mean, I don't know if they've given up more than the 60% already, but that really puts a damper on them. I mean, they're already basically employees. They're going to be really employees at that point if they go up 20% of the company. I feel like they just overvalued it at where they're at and what they and overvalued it for the percentage that they have to be able to give up. I mean, maybe they'll counter to Mark, but I don't think Mark's going to budge on this one.
You have his offer, but you haven't heard mine.
All right, here we go.
Remember what happened last time?
So I saw the Dr. Oz that was talking about what's on the phones, right? Pretty scary. I've sold millions.
Dr. Oz is pretty scary. He's not exactly the epitome of health advice, if you ask my personal opinion, with his miracle pill every other day. But
in cell phone cases, and I've sold millions in sponge sanitizers that look kind of like yours. So I get that this is a great concept. I would like to make you an offer of $300,000 at 15% because I want to take this unit, put it on QVC, put it in my show, and sell hundreds of thousands of dollars in it like that.
If you want to,
yeah, that I see now at 15%, it still puts them in the same boat of like they're giving up too much percentage here, but she could make it happen in like literal seconds. So I tend to think that if you really want to make a deal there, that this is a better opportunity to do so.
go consumer, QVC is the destination. More power to you, right?
No, not just QVC. Retail, all retail.
If you want to go retail, we all have retail connections. But again, I see this more as a commercial product. Why? Because we can control our own destiny. Instead of putting it out there and waiting for the phone to ring and hoping that people walk into stores, because you can charge a premium for it. It sends the message to everybody who walks into those doctors' offices that you need one.
It's valuable.
Right? The doctor's using it. It must be smart.
Right.
Oh, yeah, just like cigarettes. No, but, one thing I didn't bring up earlier here is I'm surprised that Mark, because there's been so many times where Mark and Kevin and Robert to a lesser degree, and so I think Barbara once or twice, throw out the idea that like, hey, you have somebody that owns 60%. You guys don't even own the company. You don't even own the company, and you're here to pitch the product. I want to talk to the guy who actually, or lady that actually owns the company. Like that to me seems like the better option. Or it's the option that comes up most of the time. When they say like, yeah, I don't actually own the company, and they're like, well, where's the person that does? I want to talk to that person because that's the person who can really make that decision. I mean, obviously I assume they're giving up the percentage from their stake, not from the other person's, and that didn't come up. Maybe it came up and was edited out. But if you're giving up 15% to bring Lori in, I would certainly hope that they're using that $300,000 to maybe buy back some of the stock to get Lori in without them dipping down even further from their ownership.
That's
Do
what I see.
it all, guys. I mean, why just do doctor's offices?
But it's tough to do all.
Oh,
right?
no,
it's tough
not.
to be great.
I do it all
Yeah,
the
but Lori,
time.
when was the last time you created a sales force that went out and sold a commercial product into commercial organizations?
You don't know what I do. Mark, I have over 500 products in 17 years.
Right, and you have that sales force that's going on, knocking on doors all the time.
You
Lori.
know what? We do.
Right. Wes, what are you going to do?
That was super condescending of Lori, by the way. I mean, this is season 6, so she's been on the show for 2 seasons, but it just seems like Mark and Lori didn't exactly have had a great relationship, like at least up to this point in the show, where he actually had a really good understanding of what Lori does, unless Lori's just bluffing.
Lori came in at 15% and you're at 20%. Is there...
No. You'll be part of our entourage. There's a difference between building a company and just selling a product.
I wouldn't have done $40 million almost in all my Shark Tank products if I didn't have a great sales force.
And that sales force is television time on QVC.
It's not, Mark. It's not fair to say that.
We came in at 7.5%. 15% is half the valuation. 20 is even more than that. If we could meet halfway...
I'll go to 10 if you take my offer right now.
Deal.
Yeah, let's go. Let's check out their website in a second here.
We're going to clean up the MRSA. I think that this team is going to love it. We just have to educate them.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
Good luck, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We just don't want to slow down where we are now. And I think Mark's offer was to kind of slow down here and move, whereas Lori was like, let's keep going here and give you the money to move here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So let's check out their website. So they got time for elfing and a little selfing. Enjoy a BOGO. So they have buy one, get one free. So making Oprah's favorite list, favorite things list in 2021, which is awesome. Congratulations on that. Dan West, I'd love to have you guys come here on the show and give an interview about your experience. So they have a couple different products now. So it's not just a singular product. They also have a Pro, which is an Express one, $799. Is this for tablets? Oh, it is for tablets. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great to see. I mean, it's definitely a pro price from a Phone Soap 3 at $79.95 with a BOGO going on. Cool. I mean, it's 2,897 reviews. That's great to see. Hopefully they cleaned up the issue, no pun intended, with like the light dying on them like I had out of the gate with the first one I ever got. Let's check out Facebook. So we got 17,000 people liking on Facebook. Hey, last time I posted was on the 25th. I got a little bit of engagement here. They have a YouTube channel. Ding ding for that. 2,500 viewer or subscribers, and they posted got some videos from 3 weeks ago, a month ago. So that's always good to see. Love to see the love to YouTube. Now they jumped on the red flag, the red flag meme. Okay, so they got 2,100 followers there. Oh, Instagram didn't load. 27,000 followers on Instagram. Quite a bit of likes going on. Again, I like seeing faces. Faces generally do well. That's cute. That's cool. What is it? Happy Halloween from Phone Soap. But where's the Phone Soap? Where's there? Oh, is it in the next page? It's just all the people from the office, I guess that worked with them. That's awesome. Anyway, we jump over to Amazon. Right now they have a 50% off coupon that you can get it for $40. I guess you get the BOGO up front then with Amazon. So I guess they were able to get their costs down, because at $20 back then would not be good to be selling it for $40 necessarily every time, especially if you're trying to sell it to retail. So yeah, no, that's great. Here you go. They got the toilet. It's Dirtier. It's a petri dish. Clinically proven results. And yeah, and it looks like this Phone Soap 3 has been available since 2017. I wonder, does that include a wireless charger, or I think they have a separate wireless charger version. Air Soap. I thought I saw Air Soap wireless, but is this? No, it doesn't say. Oh, disinfects in half the time, twice the bulbs. Well, that's cool. But I do wonder. They have a home soap too. Anyway, what I like to see is comments down below. Like this one, such an amazing story, strong, inspiring women. I also appreciate, Joe, that you are living your dream. I greatly appreciate you watching, commenting, enjoying these videos, learning with these videos. I hope to hear from you, Dan and Wes, down in the comments. We'll get scheduled up for an interview. In the meantime, I'll see you in one of these 2 videos right here. Take care.